Welcome back. Well, this, by the way, is my third attempt to make this video. I have a cat curled up behind me who's been very distressed by a rainstorm. It's pouring cats and dogs, and Audie's not usually frightened by rainstorms, but for some reason today it just set him off. So finally he settled down. I have cat hair all over me. It's just floating because he needs attention. So now that he's settled in, we can get down to the business of doing a video. So what we are doing today is we are going to take a look at the yard sale area, flea market at the Fancy Schmancy Antique Store. So when we come back. Okay, the Carlisle Antique Mall has a basement section. Aside from the one we were in last weekend, taking a look at the art and clothing that they have, it's another section. And this had originally been part of a car dealership where they kept the cars indoors. I understand it was Hupmobiles. Tells you how long ago that was. And I assume that in those days they wanted to keep the cars inside to protect them from the elements. I don't know. Cars were still fairly recent. Maybe they thought it was a bad idea to leave them out in the rain. Who knows? But the antique mall now has the benefit of this wonderful sort of giant indoor parking lot. Subsequent to the car dealership, it was used as an indoor parking lot when there was an A&P in downtown Carlisle. And how many of you remember them? I certainly remember A&P. They were a major player in New England. In fact, when I was young, that was probably the only grocery store chain I know of in New England. There may have been others. That's the only one I know of. It was later on that other stores came in to the area. But yeah, when I was a child, it was all about the A&P. So that's the spot they have. And what I did was I wanted to walk you through it as if we were just touring a flea market. So here you go. Here's the... Well, nice and quiet here. No music, no traffic noises, no fan noises. This is an overview of the area they use for their weekend flea markets. And right here is that chair I showed you last week. So you get a chance to see what this setup is like. This used to be a car dealership, Hupmobiles, in case anybody remembers them. I do not, and I'm old. But later it was used as indoor parking for the A&P, and now it's a yard sale area. So, all right, let's take a look. Now I'm walking down a ramp, so this is fully handicapped accessible. And there's a very nice railing because it would be very stupid for me to walk down a ramp not watching what I'm doing, watching the filming instead. Boy, we have everything here. We have a riding mower. What is this? Storage pieces. It's that nice little chair over there. It looks like that is a sports rack. Oh, interesting. Okay, just as soon as I was through saying how nice and quiet it was, we got a little extra noise. Ooh, I want to take a look at that piece. I have a feeling that would make a nice lamp. Everything, all kinds of, the sorts of things you would normally find at yard sales, flea markets. Very useful. Ice cream chairs. I remember when you could get those just about everywhere for about $5 a piece. Great. And we've got a set of 4 of them here. Oh, here. Let me see if I can, well, probably going to have to show you from the back. Notice that the chair with the doll on it is a little different from the others. Well, I'll show you from the other side. Nice pieces. Clothing. We've got books, we've got luggage here. We have sports equipment. We have a broken teapot. And obviously there's more room over here that seems to be in the process of being set up. So, ooh, all kinds of little goodies. A bull, I'm guessing. A little bull tassel. I'm willing to bet that's a very comfortable chair. Got canisters over here. And I have absolutely no idea what these orange things are. Obviously they are stands of some sort. Stick a pole in it, put the flat end on the ground. Beyond that, I couldn't begin to venture a guess. Yarn and knitting supplies. Fabric, clothing, books. Sewing chest. These were very popular items at one time. You would put your sewing supplies in here. I think they are still very useful for anybody who knits or does handicrafts like that. It's an easy way to keep your things, you know, sort of organized and out of sight, but, you know, nice piece of furniture you can stick in the living room so it's still handy. Okay, here are the ice cream chairs. We've got 2 here. We've got 2 over here. And note, the fourth chair is different from the others. They all have the heart back, and you notice the stretchers. Those are the pieces that connect one leg to the other. Stretcher's different. When I was seeing ice cream chairs readily available for $5, I have to say, most of them were like that, mix and match sets. And you know how I love mix and match. So, let's see what else we have here. Little housewares items, pitchers, frames. We have a teapot with no lid. Okay, made in China. That's a modern made in China designation. I use little lidless teapots like that to pop flowers in. Little miniature orchids. I am totally at one with the concept of sticking little flowers in little lidless teapots. And what are you? Books. More chairs, more luggage, shoes, dishes, housewares. Yes, here we go. Pretty vases. Now, none of these items are priced, and that's because, well, wait a second. Yes, we do have some prices on some of these. The yard sale is not actually in progress right now, but this booth definitely seems to have prices. That's a pretty piece. Actually, they're all quite pretty. Unfortunately, they are not all marked. Now, if I could find something interesting and it was marked, I would be fine about taking it up to the register and just buying it right now. Look at this. All these baskets. Baskets are remarkably useful. I do like baskets. Okay, we have a little lidless geishaware sugar bowl. This is a really nice piece of geishaware. I wish there was a price on it. And this is a booth that has a lot of price tags. So, that would make a great little plant pot. You know, just take a piece like that, pop a little mini orchid in it. Yes. Unfortunately, no price means I can't buy it. We've got some nice old planters here, too. Now, I am assuming this is just sort of the tip of the iceberg. Here's that chair and a half. Gee, that looks so comfortable. We're going to go over, and I am going to test my comfort theory. Let's see, it's got that little bench with it. All right. Oh my, yes. Yes, indeed. This actually is remarkably comfortable. Let's see. No price. And I am sorry for the lack of prices, but I consider that we're very lucky to be able to come in here, you know, when it's quiet
And we have no interruptions. Ooh, lamp. Let's take a look. Pretty piece. Notice the canopy. They've used a red canopy on the top and sort of tied that in with a reddish base. Nice idea. We will have to borrow that sometime when we're doing lamp making. Oh, more stuff. Oh well, I'm not sure what this is. It's $225, whatever it is. It is definitely some sort of portable table. I'm not sure what the original use was. We have some very large Asian or quasi-Asian pieces. Okay. And this, because of the one handle, is almost certainly a chamber pot. Oh, let's take a look at this. Look at that. Well, it's hard to tell on film, but that piece is at least 8 feet tall and probably, oh, I'm going to say at least 8 feet long. Massive, massive piece. All right, we've got some art, and now that you've gotten a good overview of what we've got here, oh, rocking chairs, we are going to go back up into the main store.
Well, that was something I've really been hoping to do for a while, just sort of take you on an unedited tour, let you walk through with me, see the stuff I see. We'll look here, we'll look there, especially because I know a lot of you are still in isolation. You know, you don't have thrift stores, flea markets open in your area. Well, things are opening up here quite a bit. Nevertheless, we've lost some retailers. We've lost some restaurants, from 2020. So, anyway, just sort of unedited, here's where we're going. One of the things that impressed me about that indoor flea market area was the wide variety of things that were there. From the prices I could see, $1, $2, it's really, bargain basement, discount prices, which is great. They had such a variety of items there. Furniture items, clothing, books, a lot of decorative items, housewares, porcelains, paintings, a lot of, well, I don't know. There was a lot of stuff that I just kind of looked at and said, well, you'd sort of have to pick through these bins to figure out, if there's anything of value. And I don't mind that. Now, a lot of people will say, I don't want to go there if there's junk and broken stuff, and I'm fine with that. I do not mind picking through baskets of broken stuff, because you never know when you're going to find something, well, that either isn't broken or that you can recycle and repurpose and turn into something else, something interesting and useful. I did see a lot of porcelain pieces that, although not broken, kind of fall into the orphan porcelain categories. Teapots with no lids, for example, ginger jars with no lids. those are the sort of thing that, you just buy them. You don't have to do anything to them. You grab that lidless teapot, you pop your little flower in it, and it's a wonderfully decorative flower pot. Or, you bring it home, you tuck it in among your flower pots, use it to water your plants. A ginger jar with no lid, well, you've got to know my first thought is I'm turning that into a lamp. Yes. But a ginger jar with no lid is also a vase. Throw some water in it, throw your plants in it. Who's ever going to know it was supposed to have a lid? All kinds of things that you really don't have to do anything to. They had a lot of very interesting items there. Certainly, there were some items that, based on the prices, I thought were a little high for that sort of yard sale environment. But most of the prices were absolutely yard sale, flea market, the change in your pocket kinds of pieces. I would very much like to see if I could get out there at some point on a weekend and talk to the vendors who are doing this, see what they've got going on, because as you saw, most of the items did not have price tags, but certainly some of them, things like the ice cream chairs, for example. There were 4 of them, and they were a mismatch set, as were all of the sets of ice cream chairs I used to come across in the 60s and 70s when they were practically giving them away. These pieces, because of the nature of the piece, ice cream chairs, they came from all over the place. They would end up in ice cream parlors or outdoor cafes. And by the 1960s and 70s, those chairs were no longer new. They were sort of hand-me-downs from previous cafes, previous ice cream parlors. You would see them in the funky shops. Do people still say funky anymore? Well, that's what they were. The funky shops would have them. They were just charming pieces, and it was very, very easy to find them and find them at extremely low prices. And actually, they were even reintroduced into the market in, oh my goodness, I want to say it was the late 70s, early 80s. And it was because they had become so fashionable and so trendy in the little funky, I wish I had a better word for it, I don't, the little funky artsy places, the coffee houses in New York, in Boston, and they sort of became a thing for the younger people, the more bohemian types. So it's nice to see them back out. It was definitely interesting to see everything that was out there. Books, household storage items, all the little bits of porcelain, pieces of art. I'd love the opportunity to just spend a couple of hours and, just poke through the bins and see what I could find there. All right. That's what I'm doing for today, so this is a little bit of a shorter video than usual, and you have to bear with me. I have a traumatized cat who is kicking my butt. He's right behind me, curled up, kicking my butt with his little paws because I am not paying attention to him, and he's scared and lonely and it's thundering out. All right. So, Tomorrow, I want to show you some of the things that I grabbed on the second and third floor when I was at the Fancy Schmancy Antique Store. And then Sunday, we're going to talk about the project piece I got there. Oh, and by the way, I paid for that necklace. I did. I went in, I gave them the tag, I gave them the $4. So by the way, the winner of that giveaway did not respond. It was Sherry G, and I sent her a little reply to her comment. So Sherry G, if you are out there, please get in touch. That necklace is yours. If I don't hear from you, I'm going to have to go dig out another comment and give it to someone else. And I know you're probably disappointed. It's no longer a stolen necklace, but you don't have to tell anybody that. Tell them I never got around to paying for it. You know, we'll keep the fact that it's not stolen just between us. All right, have a terrific day. We're going to take a look at a little slideshow on the way out. I will see you all tomorrow.